So what is up, guys? Nick here, back again with another video. I'm not mastering technology in this one. We're going to be talking about what aggravates me about iPhones. Now, before you start thinking this is a video for me trying to convince you to buy a Samsung device, that's not the point. I personally like both these platforms. My story was that I started with a Samsung phone years ago, and ever since then, I've definitely enjoyed Samsung devices. I upgraded to iPhone back in 2013, and then you see me start to make videos on this channel back in 2014 when I really started going hard with this channel. And ever since then, I've really enjoyed the premium build, the beautiful software, and all the applications that come on the iPhone. But there are some things that really bug me about Apple, and I really want to get them off my chest in this video. And the reason why I want to do this is because maybe if Apple sees this video, they'll end up tweaking some of these in the software coming up. This is not to make Apple look bad or anything like that. I really do enjoy their products, and I do pay for these. These aren't sent out by Apple. All the Apple iPhones you see on this channel, and mostly all the Samsung phones, are paid for by me. If they're not, I will make that in a full disclosure, just so you know. And if you're wondering why the heck is the Z Fold 3 in this video, that's not even a foldable. It's because everything the Z Fold 3 does represents what's been aggravating me about iPhones. However, it's not really related to foldable. I just wanted to use the Samsung Z Fold because it's kind of like their latest phone right now. And I can hear some of the haters already. Oh, this guy, just wait until that iPhone foldable comes out. It's just going to destroy that Samsung. Well, we'll see about that because Samsung already has the lead in this department. But we're going to talk about the very first thing, and I'm going to flip it back to the front, the standard area of the Z Fold 3, and we're going to talk about no split screen. Now, on the front, you can see we have a much wider display here for the iPhone 12 or 13 Pro Max. I said 12 Pro Max. They look the same, and I was just doing a comparison. But if we go ahead and I can show you this right here. Let me go to a calculator, for example. Basic application, do some calculations. Let's go ahead and split screen. Now look at this. You can pick your application and you could put it right there. So this is not available for the iPhone in no way, shape, and form. Not only that, on Samsung phones, you can also do app pairs right there. In addition to that, you can bring another application in a pop view window right there if you would like a separate application. Now it gets even better on the Z Fold specifically, as it allows you to do a triple split screen here on this device. Let's go ahead and bring it in there, and then you'll see triple split screen. Now this seems like I'm never going to use that. I don't need to multitask on a phone. I just go to my computer. Some people think this way. However, you'd be surprised. There's certain times where it just gets annoying that you got to pop into each application and go back and forth and back and forth. It slows me down in my productivity. So that's one thing I'm really not liking about the iPhone, and it aggravates me because for years we've had very large iPhone screens. Why can we not at least do a dual split? I mean, I'm not asking Apple to put a bunch of applications all over the screen, but can we please, Apple, just get two side by side? And that would really help out in making this iPhone experience more productive, I would say. Let me know if you agree down below. Now, the next one is no scrollable widget. So you have the widgets that finally came, and I think Apple will eventually bring this, but for now, there's no scrolling widgets. So you can see right here, I can scroll on here, no problem. I cannot scroll on this widget. I'll have to click that to go inside of it. So I would say the widget experience, it's a little bit aggravating that you have, it's just like these huge applications that just kind of clutter up your screen, and then you tap them and you just go into them. I want to be able to scroll through, besides the Smart Stack. I know the Smart Stack can do that, but that's scrolling through the same different widgets. That's not really scrolling through that exact widget. So more interactive widgets would be nice. The next one that annoys me about is specifically the Pro iPhones. We call these Pro iPhones, but there's something that's super not pro about these. Let's go into the camera and let me tell you what it is. Yeah, we have RAW. Don't get me wrong. The results are definitely pro, and I think they beat the Samsung phone in quality. So let's go and take our photo. Looks nice. Now, I like how Apple started bringing different aspect ratios here in the settings, a lot more settings. We complained about this. I complained about this before. There's still no way to actually click a settings button to go directly to settings. Now, why is that important? Because if you go into the settings, let's go down here. Let's go into the camera settings here. I have a bunch of things I can do in here, and if I'm in the camera, I'm trying to focus on my video, I gotta go back into settings. Again, it's a thing that slows me down. Now, let's say I'm recording on a Samsung device. This doesn't matter if you're using the S21 Ultra, Z Fold, Z Flip, doesn't matter. They all have it. Look at that settings icon right up there. Boom. If I need to get the settings, I'm right there, and guess all I have to do is just click that back button. I'm right back in there. Yeah, now Samsung does have the ability to put your ratios and things like that, just like iPhone. And I'm not saying Samsung's camera app even looks better. That's debatable. I think Apple's may look even a little bit better maybe, but you have that fine-tuned granular control right there within the camera app itself. And that's also similar on some other Android devices as well. So I'm not saying make it Android. Apple at this point has their own unique software. It doesn't really matter if they add a settings button. That's not going to make it an Android phone. It just would make the experience a little more pro, as I could keep my application here open while I'm doing my video. Just click a setting, switch something out, and it's be right back there in camera without having to go through. Really, and what slows you down is that, let's say you were in like Apple TV, you were watching something and you started doing some work. You got to go back, and then you got to go find the camera, or you got to go to the top and search for it. It slows you down. So that's something that aggravates me about the iPhone experience, and it just slows you down. Next up is Lightning port, and you could say again, well, Android phones have those. This guy just wants it to be an Android. No, Apple puts USB-C on their, iPad and MacBook Pros. They've been doing it for a couple years already, so it just makes sense that they would go to the universal standard USB-C. Seems like they're going that route anyway, so I'm just waiting for them to put USB-C. Next one is, believe it or not, the App Store. Now, why do I say this? It's actually a specific few applications like Netflix, for example, Spotify, and Kindle Books. You can't really sign up for services sometimes within these applications, and I cannot buy Kindle Books from the Kindle app on here. I have to go to the Amazon store on the internet, buy them, and then I can go ahead and get that book downloaded. So it's I just don't like that. That's just something I don't like about this phone right here, and that's not specifically 13 Pro Max. That's basically all of them. Next thing that bores the heck out of me and aggravates me is the software. It just feels the same every year. You can add your focus modes, you can add a few things, but it's so boring that it seems like it's the same thing year after year after year. And it's so obvious when you look at Samsung's One UI, or you look at other Android phones out there, that their software changes. Now, I like the consistency, don't get me wrong, of Apple's software. However, this is why I don't even cover the dot releases that much anymore. I don't know if you noticed this, but back in the day, I used to cover the dot releases a lot. Now I typically just cover the major releases because it's just boring to me. Like there's nothing fancy coming out. Oh, we got some bug fixes and a little tiny update. No thanks. Next up is this stubborn nature to keep things the same. Now, what I mean? Well, look at the 12 Pro Max. We just covered it in a recent video. And the 13 Pro Max, just look at the whole lineup. The phones just keep looking the same and the same and the same. And this is why I say the Z Fold is a great example of a company that doesn't do the same thing every year. And you could see right there the total opposite right here, foldable phone. Look at the Z Flip. And even if you look at the S21 Ultra and you look at like the S10 Plus, look how different those look. They actually look quite different. Whereas if you look at a 10s Max and you look at a 13 Pro Max, yes, the 13 Pro Max's backside does look different, but it's not a major difference. Now this next one, oh man, bro, this one right here is just so simple. Like I can't believe it's not on the iPhone. The battery percentage, can't see it. I know this is so lazy, like, but I don't care. Like I don't want to look for it. Like, why can't I just take a quick glance and see my battery? This phone's $1,000+. Look it, there it is right there. Now on the Z Fold 3 or other Samsung phones, another thing, always on display. And guess what? There's the battery right there again. Now, if you go ahead and you have it turned off and you want to like lift it up to kind of see it. Actually, I don't have lift to wake on, but lift to wake would show it right there again. You'd see the battery percentage again. Over here on the iPhone, I'm going to go ahead and show you. I got to swipe down. And the reason why this aggravates me is because there's space there. There's space to put it there, so put it there. I want to see it there in a future iOS version. The next one is funny too, because check this out. Look at how skinny the Z Fold 3 display is on the front. Check this out. You can do landscape mode even on this skinny thing right here. Now we have this massive display right here. Let's go ahead and bend that a little bit more. Actually, then we went into this mode. But you have landscape mode, and you would expect that on a foldable tablet style phone, but you would expect it here on a big phone as well. Let's go ahead. And again, some people in the comments, who uses their phone in landscape mode? All it uses portrait. Come on, man. Apps aren't even designed for that. I know, but at the same time, I got a phone that's almost replacing an iPad mini for me. I'm laying in bed. I'm trying to hold it like this sometimes. Cut me some slack, bro. Like on some real stuff. So basically, I gotta say the landscape mode going away. It was on the iPhone 8 Plus, but it hasn't returned. That definitely aggravates me. Just had to point it out. And a couple more things and we'll wrap up this video. In settings, let's go down to settings. At the bottom, you'll see all these applications. It's kind of messy down there. So hopefully in the future, we can get a section that just holds all these applications in one. I think it just clutters up the settings in iPhone. Like they could just put apps and boom, there's all your apps. You click it and then you'll see all your apps. But in settings, it just makes the settings, once you get a lot of apps, feel like it's forever long. So I would like to see an app section only. Again, Android phones have that, but that's not just a Samsung feature. They have that on pretty much all Android devices. So there will be a specific section right there for applications. And you will often think that Apple is the cleaner OS, but that clutters up the settings quite a bit. So do keep that in mind. And the last thing that aggravates me actually started when Apple brought the app library, and that's the no ability to turn off the app library. Again, guess who solves that issue? The Samsung phone. I'm not trying to say buy a Samsung phone. I'm just saying the things that aggravate me, Samsung does well, but there's also things that aggravate me about Samsung that Apple does better. And if you want to see that video, make sure to comment that down below. But let's go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Settings, home screens and apps. Now, if I don't want that app drawer, like if you think this is ugly having an app drawer, go ahead, click settings, click this, click home screen only, apply, boom, you're gone. You don't have nothing cluttering up your home screen anymore, just a bunch of apps you'll need to organize yourself. Let's go back to settings, put it back because I like it like this with the app drawer. Now, I know Apple can do this, and here's why. Let me show you. You go to settings here, go up, scroll up, we'll go to home screen settings right here. Now, you'll see that they give you ability to add new apps to the home screen, and you can also now hide pages. So if I can hide pages, I know Apple has the ability to allow me to hide the app library if I wanted to feel like the older iPhone back in the day, a little more simple. So these are just small tweaks that Apple can make to the software to make it a better experience overall. Maybe they'll bring them in 16. We'll have to see. But that's 12 things that aggravate me about the iPhone experience. And this video wasn't a video to try to convince you to come to Samsung. I really don't care about doing that. I just wanted to talk about the things about the software and the iPhone experience that aggravate me. And a lot of times these things are so annoying that I'll just go back to my Samsung phone for a week and just be happy with that. But then some things annoy me about this phone. So if you want to see me complain and whine about those, let me know down below. And I usually praise these iPhones and try to be unbiased, but today I wanted to be very opinionated. Today I wanted to do something out of the ordinary and just tell you some things that actually bother me. And it's funny because it seems like the phones, the videos that where somebody's like talking stuff about something, that's more interesting than seeing them praise it. Like everybody already praises it everywhere anyway. But let me know your thoughts on it. Are there any things that aggravate you about the iPhone? Are there any things that aggravate you about Samsung, about Android? It's an open discussion. Drop it down below in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nick here. Be sure to be well. I will catch you all in the very next episode, and peace.